So here we've got another snap. It's got to load it up with the Q-cell. This one we did pretty thick Q-cell, get it in all the cracks, all the little gaps, and then we want to push the other half together with a little bit of extra squeezing out of either side. We were lucky with this one. It was pretty much a perfect snap, apart from that D-lam on the left there you can see, and it fit together super nice. I pretty much sat there, held it in place until it went off, checking my stringer, checking my rails with my hands, and got it nice and even, the right rocker. And then we moved on to de-waxing it. I like to stick it together first rather than de-wax it first, because then you have less chance of hitting or removing any glass that could potentially keep it in the perfect spot. So I like to stick it together first. Now we're grinding back all our bog with 40 grit on the disc. This is a medium pad, I'm pretty sure. And then, as usual, we block everything. Works a lot better, gets everything flat. And gets the repair nicely ready for glassing. The last one I did a little experiment which came out kind of bumpy, so this one we just stuck to what we know. 2 layers of 4-ounce either side. Cut to a sort of butterfly / angled patch, whatever you want to call that. Clean up all the edges, lay it out, get it all nice. Here's layer number 2 on the bottom. Cut it in and get it ready for glassing. I find it a lot easier if you get the glass cut nicely without any feathery bits or strands or fibres hanging off the end. It's so much easier to sand it on your next step. The cleaner you do each stage, the better it's going to be, the nicer the end results. If you're trying to clean up everything each step that you do, you spend too much time, it just turns into a disaster. It turns lumpy and bumpy and it's just shit. So here we've got our laminating resin on, glass wrapped. And now we're just blending our laps in. I did miss out a bit, so that was laminating resin to glass it, and now we used filler coat resin to filler coat the edges to blend those in. This gets it ready for the next stage. Next stage being top glassed, 2 layers cut, laminating resin mixed, poured out, waterfalled, and ready for wrapping. Once this is done, we've filler coated all the edges, which I didn't take a video of. Blend all these in, top and bottom. Getting it all nice and flat, taking out the big lumps. So when you do filler coat it, you don't end up with bumps and lumps everywhere or sand throughs. Once again, lock it in. Get it all nice, ready for finish coat. Finish coat on. I've found a nice thick finish coat is good, but You don't want it too thick because I like to use 180 grit. You find if you do it too thick, the 180 grit takes a long time to get it nice and flat. So we do probably a medium thickness filler coat, ready for finish sand. You notice here I can move quite quickly even though it's fast forward. That's because my filler coat sat nicely, nice and flat. I didn't have lumps and bumps to grind down. That's because of the previous step that I did. I got it perfect, or what I think is perfect, and then we rolled with that. So we've got 180 grit on the disc here, and now we have the 180 on the orbital. This gets out all our 180 disc marks, turns them into orbital marks. These DHDs are orbital finished. So now we're on our way to the end process, which is the finish. 180 top, 180 bottom, followed by a soft pad, 240 all over, which gets the 180 orbital marks out, ready for clear coat. So here we've just got our Ryobi spray gun with clear coat. The clear coat basically blends everything in, kind of makes it all one piece. You will notice with some repairs, when you do your glass, it doesn't blend, there's a slight separation mark, it doesn't blend in perfectly. This is basically, I think, is the different resins or differently cured resins at different stages. So the clear coat allows these factors to blend into one. So when you do finish sand it or wet rub it, finish sand or wet rub your clear coat, it sits perfectly and it looks like the board is all one piece again. I like to clear coat the top, let it go off as much as possible so it's touch dry. Then I flip it, keep my racks nice and clean, flip it, and then spray in the bottom as well. You can do that in either way, bottom first then top, or top first then bottom. Now we're on to the 400 grit wet rub on the Orbi. Some boards are straight line 400. They're very different, each different brand. These DHDs, they are orbital finished. I'm pretty sure it's 400 grit. However, I could be wrong, but this seems to sit nicely. I'm pretty much wet rubbing the whole board, so it doesn't matter too much because I'm creating, let's say, a new blanket over the top. As you can see, I do the whole bottom. There's no point in stopping just before the fins. Wipe it down. So this is the best bit. You're basically wiping down, making sure that all of your marks, sanding marks, are going in the same direction. All of your clear coat is one piece. And if the clear coat is one piece and all your scratch marks from the orbital are going the same way, then you have a very, very nice finish. Check it in the light, looks all one piece. Now we just double check everything's nice. So there's that big D-lam stuck back together. You've always got the Q-cell, which is the white. I don't like to spray over the top of them, as you know. It just looks like you're hiding something, which you are, but at least if this repair that we've done here starts to deteriorate or crack, we'll pick it up straight away and we can fix it. Whereas when it's painted, it's hidden away. If something happens underneath the paint that doesn't quite show through, it ends up sitting there for a while, could take on more water, and I quite frankly just look shit.